Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a mini ITX build. I want to go over the parts I'm going to be using first. Standing up there is the Fractal Design Node 202 mini ITX case. The graphics card here is the Gigabyte G1 Gaming GTX 1080. The motherboard we have here is a Gigabyte Z170N Wi-Fi. And the cooler I'm using on there is a Noctua NH-L9i. It's low profile. The clearance for the case is, let me check here, it's 56 millimeters, so that cooler is perfect. The memory is some Mushkin Blackline DDR4. I got this from an old build, so I don't know exactly the model number. So it was compatible, so I decided to use that. For storage, I'm going to be using, not storage, I'm sorry, for the operating system, I'm going to be using this M.2 SATA drive here. It's Samsung 850 Evo. And it's 256 or 250 gigabytes. And then the power supply is, let's see here, it's a modular Corsair SF450. Flip it around here, you can see it's modular. I actually have already made this build once before with the same case, but I had gotten the case, the Fractal Design makes the same case but with their own power supply. And when I got it, the power supply didn't work. It wasn't working. So I built it, and I ended up buying this Corsair power supply and just swapping out the power supply, and was gonna just forget about it. But then I decided, just what the heck, I'll send it back and just get the model of the case that didn't come with the power supply. So that's the case without the power supply, and I'm gonna put that Corsair in there. I believe that's all the parts. Well, I got the storage hard drive here. That's just a 750 gigabyte Western Digital drive for storage. I guess I'll talk about the monitor. The monitor is the Asus PG279Q. That's their, it's 1440p, and it's that overclocked 165 hertz model. It's it comes out of the box like with 144 hertz, but you can increase the clock to 165. I doubt it makes that much of a difference, but that's what it's advertised. Then I have this keyboard here. It's the Logitech, one of the Logitech gaming. Logitech's really only RGB gaming computer, I think. I'm not 100% sure. What's that number there? It's a G910. So yeah. And then the mouse is the Logitech G602, I believe. Yeah, G602 wireless. And so yeah, that's about all the parts. I'm going to open up the case here and show you guys the inside of the case. I'm actually going to be mounting this horizontally instead of vertically like I have it standing here. I just don't want to scratch it. So I'm going to be right back with the case opened, and we'll go through the inside of the case. Alright, so here's the case opened up. Real quick, just wanted to, if you're going to mount this horizontally, it has these rubber feet here. You just stick them on. So that's what I did. Actually, if you have the option to mount this vertically, I probably would do so, because this vent here is for the graphics card, and so as you can see, it's probably, you can see how much air or space there really isn't in there for the air, the intake there. So if you can mount it horizontally, I probably would, and may make it quieter. It does get pretty loud. It's one thing I don't like about it. I think one of the main reasons it probably gets louder for me is because this graphics card has 3 fans, and it's right next to that. Those fans are right next to this vent here. So if it was 2 fans, it may be a little bit quieter, but having those fans right next to the vent with 3 fans, I think it makes it a little bit louder. But here's the top, here's the lid here. It has this removable fan filter here. These little tabs just kind of pop off there. These fan filters are removable as well, but you just have to take the other side of the case off, which I'm not going to do. Yeah, so is that one. Yeah, both these fan filters are removable, but you just have to take the other side of the case off. I'm not going to worry about that. If you just need to clean them, you can do that. But yeah, anyway, so this is where the graphics card goes. It uses this riser card here. The motherboard is going to go here, obviously, so this riser card is going to plug in like this to the motherboard and go through this little hole here. And then you'll use this piece, you'll connect this piece to the graphics card and just put it into that slot there, and that will connect your graphics card. And it's pretty sturdy. It has these three spots here for screws to hold this big piece in, so you can see the 3 holes on there. And so yeah, that's about it. Power supply goes here, obviously, and this is just this little piece here is you can adjust this to kind of grip the graphics card. You just have to take off the other side to adjust the screw. It's kind of annoying to have to do that if you're weren't planning on really using the other side, but that's that. So I'm gonna get all the parts put in, and then I will come back and we'll go over that. Hey guys, I'm midway through. I had to get the graphics card in. I got the motherboard and the power supply in. I just want to give you I'm sorry to mention this earlier. This little spot here is where the hard drive, 2.5-inch hard drives go. I'm pretty sure you can put 2 in there, one on each side of this little divider here. I'm putting 1. So you screw you can see the holes here for the bottom of the hard drive. You screw the hard drive in there, and you set this on and get it into the little grooves down there and lock it in, and then it has a screw on the top right here to hold it in. So that's where 2.5-inch drives go. So I'm going to get that in the graphics card, and I'll be back. Alright, I pretty much got the build complete. I wanted to show y'all one thing. I needed to adjust this little graphics card holder thing, because the graphics card was kind of lower on this side and wasn't really being held up very well. So I had to take the back panel off, and it was really easy. I thought there were screws and stuff, but it wasn't. It was just clips. So here's the back panel. And if you look on the edges here, there's just these clips all the way around, and it pops off really easily. So it was really simple. And so here's the other side. These magnetic dust filters will come off. This magnetic dust filter will come off, and there's the screw for the that little adjustment thing there. So I'm going to adjust that in a second, but you get a big motherboard cut out if you need to install your cooler. That cooler I got was really easy. Like, all it was these 4 screws. That was it. So it was really simple to install. There's the M.2. You can get that as well if your motherboard has one. So yeah, let me go. Just go flip this back around so you can see. And cables are managed okay. We got this. These cables are out here, and then these are the front panel connectors, the USB and the front panel audio, and my SATA connectors in there as well. One thing, just kind of be aware of. Let me see here. The cables for the front panel, if you don't route them, I kind of routed them in this little corner here so they wouldn't get in the way of the fan. The only one I couldn't move was the power cable right here. That one's kind of going in front of the fan, but really couldn't do anything about that. And another thing, I don't know if this is just unique to my graphics card or if it was the case, but the little slot down here where those little teeth, I guess you want to call them, where those go in, when I was putting the graphics card in, this part of the connector wasn't going in. No matter how hard I pushed, it was just, I wasn't pushing that hard obviously, but it just wasn't going in. And it was come to find out the little teeth here were getting stuck on like this metal part of the case, like they weren't. So I had to get the screwdriver and kind of just push these little teeth back and then press the graphics card down, and it went right in. So just be aware of that. It took me longer than it should have to figure out that was what was causing that. And one more thing, since I had already built this before, I had put the cooler on, so I didn't have enough room to put in the this middle screw. Well, I was able to put it in, but I just it was harder. I had to get a little tiny screwdriver. So just be aware. Try to put this little PCI adapter in before you put your cooler in. Just one thing to be aware of. So yeah, that's the build. I'm gonna put the covers on and everything, power it up, and we'll take a look at everything. Alright, so here's the finished build. I have it set mounted vertically here. I mean horizontally. It's at idle obviously right now, so it's like silent. I think that graphics card fan doesn't spin whenever there's no load. And the power supply is cool too. I mean the CPU cooler is cool as well, and the power supply. So yeah, it's really quiet. I have this, the monitor here has a little built-in frames per second counter, which I thought was kind of cool. You don't have to do it in the software, you can do it on the monitor itself. It's like I was playing Battlefront on max settings and getting like 70 frames per second. And then I was playing Batman Arkham City, but I think that's frame rate locked, so I was getting like 62. I think that's like locked at 62 or 60 or something. There's probably a way to change that. I just never really did it. I was playing Grand Theft Auto, GTA 5. I think I was getting around 60 frames per second on that. And this is with everything maxed. And then anti-aliasing turned up a little bit, because this is still a 1440p monitor, so you do need a little bit of anti-aliasing. If you have a 4K monitor, you can probably crank that anti-aliasing down a bit and get some higher frames per second. Let's see, anything else I want to mention? Oh yeah, the monitor I'm using is a G-Sync monitor, which is like really awesome. I had gotten another Asus monitor that was cheaper, and it didn't have G-Sync. It was just a regular. It was actually 4K, and there was two problems I had with it. One was that I was getting really bad screen tearing in all my games. I don't know, and I had VSync turned off because I don't like using VSync because it gives you more input lag. So I turned VSync off, but I was getting really bad screen tearing. So I decided to get return and get a G-Sync monitor. And the other reason is, you can probably see my iMac sitting right here. I use this for work, and I couldn't get Apple's support documents said that this is a late 2013 iMac, and Apple support documents said that it can run an external monitor at 4K, but I could only get 4K at 30 hertz, and it was like horrible. There's like no possible way anybody could use 30 hertz, even just for like day-to-day computing. So I was able to, I can get 1440p at 60 hertz, so that's another benefit of getting the 1440p. I really can't tell. I mean, the 4K is obviously you get more resolution, but I like having the higher refresh rate, to be completely honest. This is the first time I've ever had like a 144 hertz or higher monitor, and I like that more than having 4K. I mean, on this screen size, this is a 27 inch. So I mean, if you get like a 32 inch, maybe you probably would be better with 4K because it's a bigger screen and you get more pixels per inch. But I think at 27 inch, I would go with 1440p and a high refresh rate. Because it's really awesome playing with that high refresh rate. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to leave a comment. I will get back to you. All right, talk to you on the next video.